Yo, karibuni sana. Welcome to Proud Chocolate Live. It's a Friday and I am on top of my positive emotions. I love the Lord with all my heart, with all my soul, and with all my mind. Because this far I have come, it's only by His glory and might that I'm here today once again. I know many have wished me a lot of bad stuff. But for me, I kill them with prayers. I always pray unto each and every of you guys who follow me, all those who started following me a long time ago, back in the year 2006. And then we grew up to the year 2015 when lives began and when Facebook saved me from having to record extra videos to post here. I am very grateful unto the Lord. I pray every day, and that is why I'm bright and shining anytime I'm coming here. So, it's not in vain to believe and trust in the Lord. I hope you've been okay wherever you are. It's been a long week. Yeah, it's been a long week. And within this week, I have also been able to travel and all to the glory of the Lord. So, today, without talking too much, because the music has already taken a lot of our times, first, I want to say that I'm very grateful and happy that I live in Germany. I love that I live in Germany. Germany has been good to me. Germany has taught me a lot. Germany has given me strength. Germany has opened me doors. Germany has elevated me from where I was to where I am today. Germany offers me air to breathe. Germany is my country. Besides Kenya, and I love Germany to death. I would never ever want to change my country, Germany, with any other country overseas. If I were to leave Germany today, I'd go straight to Kenya. If I were to leave Germany to go for holidays, I'd go to Dubai. But my biggest, best destination ever is Kenya. And Germany is my home of 14 years. I lived in Kenya for almost half of my life, and I'm getting step by step to the same length of which I stayed in Kenya. Soon I'll be having the same years over here in Germany that I lived in Kenya. So I'm very, very, very grateful. I'm also thankful for the opportunity to learn a different language. You know, if you are in a country that speaks another language, you are better placed than people who are in a country that speaks only the layman's language, which is English. One thing that makes me love Kenya so much and wants me to connect with Kenya anytime, and that pushes me to maintain my relationships in Kenya and to maintain my connection to my roots, is the fact that I love my community Luo very much. The reason I chose to maintain my Luo dialect or accent, some people say, I do it and I've practiced to maintain my Luo accent so that I don't lose my identity or roots. I want always to be unique. I want to stand out. In every language I speak, I want them to know that I also have a strong root somewhere. I have a language that hangs on everything you want to change on me. So if they want me to speak German, I will speak German fluently, grammatically correct, but I never let go my Luo accent. I always have to push it in there. When I speak English like I'm speaking now, although I prefer to write, because when it comes to writing, I'm more than good, being that I have a journalistic background, I speak my English holding on to my Luo accent or dialect, because that's where I draw my pride. This thing of knowing that I am not just somewhere in the world without an identity, without a root, without ancestors. Ask those who were born out of, as a result of, or after the slavery, and are now looking for roots that they cannot find. Ask those who are going through racism that have nowhere to run to. Then you will know that holding on to your roots and maintaining some background somewhere, having people you can run back to, people who call you ours, and people who pride in you is very, very important. It is not an achievement to boast about not being able to speak your own national language, like Kiswahili, or not able to speak your own mother tongue, or father tongue, if I could say so. Those are the first languages you should pride in. And that's why I urge Baba Raila Odinga, Dr. Raila Amolo Odinga, that in this spirit of handshake, being that even today our team embraces in Kisumu, I'd like them to add that the new syllabus that may come one day in the Kenyan education system, that they may be able to first encourage multilingual learning, linguistics, the African linguistics within their syllabus before going out to the foreign languages. It would really save us from racism, from tribalism, when each and every of us would be able to speak Kikuyu, Luo, Luya, at least the most basic languages that we have, to be able to greet one another, so that you don't have to backbite, so that I don't have to speak Luo here and my Luya followers or Meru followers don't understand. If they could add that and make sure that Luo is taught in school, Kikuyu is taught in school, Kikamba is taught in school, we would have a lot of peace. That would be the beginning of corruption, the beginning of hate eradication. We would have a really connected and together Kenya, and then we spread our wings towards the outside. We learn, like now we speak Swahili in the East Africa, so at least we can understand ourselves. But we could also stretch our hands to learn Pidgin English, to learn Ashanti, to learn Zulu. So we are stronger as a country or as a continent. And after that, we then encourage our people, our children, to learn an extra language so that they may be able to survive abroad and even have more chances. My being able to travel out of this country is as a result of integration, as a result of me having taken my time to learn the German language, so that I am able to interact with people, I am able to get a job, I am able to go about my government issues, go about my papers and everything. That is why I can wake up in the morning and say, Teri Nyangia, I miss my mommy, I am going home. Teri Nyangia, I miss my auntie, I'm going to visit her. Teri Nyangia, I feel like I just need to go to Oyugi Sokisi to visit Ongwae, and I go there. Teri Nyangia, I feel like going to Siaya to visit Kalisto Baba, and I go there. Teri Nyangia, I feel like going to Laikipia to just do a tour, and I go there. Because I use the right channel. I came as an au pair, and I did what au pairs need to do, and I grabbed the opportunities. I didn't come here as a student who has come from a high-level high school to then end up not having maybe school fees to finish my school, or maybe finish my school and not be able to change my status from student to stay. I used the right channels, and that got me to where I am. I am a free girl in a free society. I can vote in Germany. I can do whatever all the Germans do. I speak to them on the level that I speak to you. I don't feel like I am black when I am among them. I pride in being black. I make sure they see the melanin very clearly. In fact, when I'm walking out here, they call me Stolze Schokolade, which means proud chocolate. What do I say? So, before I move on, I feel like playing you one other song, which is titled Kile Ninachojua. These songs have messages, and they're not written by me. They're written by people who've experienced life, and we are just here learning. And so my job here is to make sure that also you who don't know can also be able to get these songs. The songs I've played today, one is by Engineer Wood Phoebe, now Apostle John Eric. Thank God he's saved. And so I am a person who forgives, I forgive and move on, because the most important thing is life. Ngima emaduong Luo's sake. So when God gives me life and enables me to do everything even much better than I used to do, then what do? Forgive the people who hurt you and set their ways free, so they don't die one day crying with your name. Maybe God uses them to teach you a lesson too. You never know. Maybe everything that happens for the reason. You might feel bad that somebody has done you this and that, but maybe it's God who's used them to like strike a karma on you on something that you did that you may not realize at that point, but you'll come to realize it later. So as for me, I do reflect, sit back after I've cried, and those who know me, you know, first thing that I always have to do after reflecting for at least 3 days or 2, I come out and speak, because speaking relieves me and sets me free. After that, I start listening to myself and thinking, what did I do to someone somewhere, maybe in the past life, that may be bringing me this? Because I might be blaming this person, but this person has maybe just been sent by karma. Then I think and think, and once I realize what I may have done to somebody who maybe has not even realized I did for them that thing, I kneel down and pray thoroughly, and I repent unto my God, and I cry so much. Then I come back bright and sound. I don't go back to the person who's hurt me, because them also, they have hurt me, and that's what they should know. But I talk to God and I say, I've forgiven them. So what connected me to them, I still do it. Because I will still insist, my dear Jotham, I don't live from your music, baby boys and girls. I only promote you, mama and baba. I don't live from your music. If I were to live from your music, you would be having a very good life with that music. The life that you feel I have with your music, you'd be having the same or even better. But if you, who handles the cash, doesn't have that life that you think you need to have, then why tell me that I'm having a good life with your music? Surely, I can live without it. The only problem is I am connected to good music, and I love me some music. So please, Chilanga, know that you're an individual in this life, a very, very single person in this life. When you die, not even the love of your life, not even your mother, your father, or your daughter or son will tell the pastor who's burying you to stop, because you want to jump in, so you go with the person who's died. I tell you, at that point they just cry, and they faint and are held and they are pampered and stuff, but you have died. So what legacy do you want to leave behind? Tell me. At least me, you will be remembering me by saying, oh, she used to talk, you know. Her videos are still here. At least you have something to remember me with. And if you don't appreciate it, the next generation, your children will. Because what I come here to tell you are things that will help those who still don't know. Those innocent souls that are coming behind you are the ones, these words, this talk I talk will help. Why do I share a lot of the diaspora secrets, especially when it comes to immigration topics? I know immigration, the topic immigration is very, 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 very sensitive to us diasporans. And this is the big mistake we do. You send your child here, for example, for what? For educational exchange, or for you who send your kids to America, mostly the kids who come from the highest of the schools they pick, Nairobi schools. Your parents send you to go and study in America. You are given a visa, particular visa, maybe 4 years, 5 years, I don't know. I have never studied in America. You know better. But you're given a particular visa for studies. So now, when these 4 years end, do you as parents, do you ask your kids, what are you doing now over there? Now that your visa has ended, the visa you're given, and the study time is also ended, what are you doing? And if you are there, how have you gotten a stay again? Do you always, take your time to think of what your kids are doing there and how they've gotten the next stay? If you are experienced at having taken them to the embassy, American embassy, and all this trouble of filling forms and looking for bank statement and looking for sponsors and hostels and relatives to take care of them, why do you think it's so easy after that visa has expired to just come and stay? You're the ones who let your kids then die over here. And then these kids are here now. We also don't stretch our hands or ask for help to tell our parents that, you know what, mommy, the 4 or 5 years I've been here that I came to study, they are over. But I don't have a job. So I'd like to come home. Or the 4 years that I've been here, I know I've been helping you by sending you money through the jobs, the little jobs I've been doing. But have you asked yourself, mommy, that how have I been paying these fees? And if you have been paying me fees, and me I've also been sending you money, how does that work? What have I been doing for me to be able to send you some cash, yet to pay my fees, yet to know I can't even afford my fees? Balance that and ask. Then you come to know that your children might be in trouble and they're not talking. You who are related to people who live in the States, in Canada, or wherever, and they have never come back home ever since they went. You see Terry Nyang'ia every year, 4 times, she's walking around Kenya from left to right. Yet she lives in Germany. Don't you ask yourself, why is it that my relative, my cousin, my sister, who also went to that same country before her or even after her or even the same time with her, has never stepped back here. She's fine on Facebook, she's nice on Facebook, she looks good on Facebook, she's living a good life on Facebook. But she has never stepped back home to just come and say, hello my people, I am back for Christmas. Do you ask yourself why? Because they are covering a lot of issues they don't want you to know. Because the pride they have, the ego they have, cannot let them cough out what troubles they really have. And so, the troubles they have within them accumulate and become depression, and they have to cough them out somehow without their friends and those who believe in them and those who see them as role models to notice that they actually have more problems than these people who see them as role models have. Which means, what I'm trying to tell you is most of them don't have papers. And paper is a residence, a residence permit you can have, but maybe they're not permanent citizens, or maybe they're even living illegally. In Germany, it's very hard to live illegally. The people who manage that is maybe West Africans, because you know them, they have mafias. As Kenyans, it's very hard for Kenyans to live illegally in Germany, and that is why I love Germany. Somehow they will just end up, maybe, if worse comes to worse, they will surrender as refugees and say they came from a land where there's war. But at least they are registered by the government, whether it's as refugee or as or as an orphan, whatever. They are all registered, because as Kenyans in Germany, mostly Europe, because Europe, we are a Schengen community, we are connected, we do the same things, the rules are the same. We rarely live black. Black means illegally. But in America is a big country with many states. Like it's I'm not an expert of America, so Americans, please excuse me for that. Pardon me. But I believe these states are small countries, because when I check on the distance, they even have time difference. The time in New York is different from the time in Dallas, which means these are small countries that are connected. It's just like European Union. It's like Sweden, England, those are states. Like Sweden is a state, Germany is a state, Denmark is a state, Netherlands is a state, and they make USA, United States of America. For us, we are smaller, and so our countries are real countries. So we are just connected by this union, European Union. So in America, it's easier to live illegally, especially where your fellows are accumulated, like down in Texas and Dallas, and those sides where Kenyans are accumulated. They're accumulated there because they know, you can hide behind your person who has papers. So you might see people on social media. They live like they but they actually don't have papers. When now one comes to us and say, okay, now, go and visit your mother, or go and visit your father, or your grandmother has died, you have to go. They will not come. Why? Because they can't travel. And when they see people like me travel, it hurts them. It hurts them, which is understandable. But this is why I talk, so that your people can know and help you. It's not bad to live at home in Kenya. I would love to live in Kenya. It's only I still have not finished my mission here. Have not made enough money to be able to sustain me in Kenya. And that is why I keep going home to make sure that I maintain the relationships down there, to make sure that I remind them that I'm on my way back. But I still have to go and work. I'm still young. I'm going to work. I'm going to try and build myself a retirement package so that I can retire home well and in peace. I don't want to stress you up. But if you are away, you've never gone home, you lose connection with your family, you lose contact with your family, you don't have anybody among your relations in the village who you're connected to, then you want to come and blame me? Hello? I'm only trying to help because even me, it was not smooth, and I share every step of my journeys here. Nothing is smooth. The other day, not just this week, it was Monday or Sunday or Saturday, President Donald Trump was doing with his people, sent a search down in Texas. And I hear many Kenyans were caught who are living illegally and who are shining here on Facebook. When we talk about these things, we are bad. But it's only good to share. Make a community. Love one another. Be sisters and brothers. Remember where you've come from and find help. Maybe among these people that you pride so much to wear, in front of them, one of them maybe could help you. So I don't know why we always so much, people just know reality is reality, but they just don't want somebody to talk about it because of the pride, because of this picture that they've sent back to their people at home and their friends, and so their ego cannot allow them to be seen as really actually failed. So they want to maintain that level up there instead of first working on the root. If your root is weak, however much your head looks smart and nice, if your legs are weak, you cannot stand. One day you'll fall. One day you'll fall. Try to make your legs stable first. Find a place to plant your tree. Water your tree. Nursery. Water it. Make it strong so that when it's implanted somewhere else, it can be stable enough. But if you want to start working from the roof, the house will fall down. Don't build your house on a sandy land. Don't build it too near the shores, where it may look kind of nice, but you have to build it twice. Build your house upon a rock. I am only here to teach. My dear, my people, my friends, the reason I do these shows is to make sure that your daughters and sons who are still in high school, those who are doing university now, who are looking forward to coming abroad, I want you to make sure that they do some degrees first down there before they come here, so that they come with stronger papers. We're coming with high school degrees here because you went to Alliance. Now you think you can survive over here. You will come here that you're sharp, but the education system is different. The Kenyan education system, you cannot compare it to the German education system. You come here with your A from Alliance High School. You come here, they tell you that you're A, you have to go and translate it, I don't know what. Once it's translated, they tell you this is the level of our primary school. We are giving you a chance because you look bright, but you have to start from high school again. But when you come here, knowing you want to do this and this in life, you want to be a doctor, you want to be an engineer. Germany, where I live, you can never be denied that. We just have this stereotype within us that once I'm a black skin, I cannot do nothing. All I can do is, not even as people think, because we've already told people that. So people think that all a black person can do here is to wash old people's asses. By the way, washing those old people's asses here in Germany needs a whole 3 years of studies. It's not for free. Respect people. People are doing college here. They're studying nursing. And it's not everybody. You have to do a practical for a whole year. And only if you are really good is when you're allowed, you're given, by the government, you're given the go-ahead to be able to apply to a college of what we call Pflege here. Nursing. You mistake the nursing that you know with the nursing that is reality here in the diaspora. There's the real nursing, yes, the nursing you know, the nursing we know from Kenya. But there's also nursing homes, which you rarely have in Kenya. Maybe if they're there, maybe it's 2 or 3 only. Here, there's a lot of nursing homes, especially here where I live in Germany, because the Germans are dying out. There's a lot of old people, yet they are very, very young, less young people. Why? Because Germans before, they never used to give birth a lot. They would give up to 1 or 2 children alone. But now these kids have grown and are now getting old. So we have a big population of old people over here. In Germany, people live up to 100 years, even 112. So where do you want these people to go to? So that is why they do training of people who are qualified and can. And then you go for a 3-year Ausbildung. 3 years. It is studies. It's like doing medicine. It's medicine. And so within doing that, you do it within a hospital. And of course, they pay you. In Germany, you're paid even when you're in college. Even when you're doing your attachment, you're paid. So they have to survive that way. And then after college, now you're posted into a hospital or into a nursing home. And you earn good money. They earn good money. The people who you call washing people's asses, I tell you guys, they earn 120,000 and above per month. If it's taxed, it ends maybe to 110,000. There are even some of the Kenyans here who you people laugh at, you people who are in Kenya think, oh, I can only use these words to abuse them. And they are paying your school fees. They are paying your children's school fees. They're supporting you guys from the diaspora here. Why? Because they are doing the right thing. They follow the right channel. They took the right professions, and they jumped into a market where there is space, where people are needed, and they are making cash. People are here in the diaspora that I see people laughing at, and they are having plots in Kenya. They have built homes that people have rented. They have built churches and schools. They are doing a lot of stuff. They earn a lot of money. I love Germany because in Germany, nobody earns below 10 euros per hour. If you have blood and you have eyes and you work hard and you wake up and work hard and push, you cannot earn less than 1,000 shillings per hour. So respect the diaspora. Respect the European diaspora. Respect Germans. Respect the Kenyan community in Germany. So it's up to you. If you don't want to listen, you know, there's this narrative or this assumption that people see America on Hollywood, on movies, and you think Hollywood, Los Angeles, California, Hollywood, or New York, Manhattan is the whole of America. In America, there are villages. In America, even students can buy homes. Why? Most of those homes are built out of wood and cardboard. I don't know, it's not really cardboard, it's something stronger than cardboard. But I call it that way because we don't have them here. The houses are cheap. And actually, you're forced to buy them because you buy them on loans that may bring you to trouble. So if you can go to America, within 2 years, you own a home. I don't know of any Kenyan who has lived in America for more than 2 years, who lives in a rented house. I don't know. Every one of them has a home. Why? Because they're cheap to get. It's easy to get mortgage because these people are tying you here. You always owe them. They have those houses on loans. And so they are tied within this debt. So I cannot come here boasting for you I have a house, yet I'm in debt pure. Debt over debt over debt. And at the same time, I don't even have papers. Maybe I bought the house with somebody else's name. Or maybe I'm even just hiding inside a fellow Kenyan's house who has worked so much hard and is able to do that. Why is it that our fellow Kenyans, if you think that black people are so low here abroad, we just wash people's asses. Why do you see on Facebook Kenyan men who've lived in America for years are now doing real estate? They're selling homes in America. How does a Kenyan get into selling a home in America? If we just wash asses. These countries out here, it's how you put your brain, how you set yourself, what you focus on, what your mission is, what kind of friends you have. It's not about making yourself look good on Facebook. No. I don't have a house in Germany that is written onto my name, but I have a family home. Secondly, in Germany, you don't have to buy a house because we are all taken care of. People buy houses, yes, but there's no need to. Because in Germany, everybody is taken care of. You can never sleep out. Even the refugees here, they've built for them houses. Even Germans are not complaining. Even the poor of the poorest who lives on the streets, at night, they don't sleep on the cold, rarely, unless they want to. Or unless they don't want to leave their dogs to where the dogs are supposed to sleep. Because in most homes of the very, very poor people who live on the streets, they're not allowed to go there with the dogs. And they love dogs. So those are the ones you see freezing in winter on the streets. Because they don't want to let their dogs go. So they end up freezing on the street. But all the poorest people in Germany who are on the streets, maybe, you see at lunchtime Red Cross with the bus, with their car, giving them food, giving them something to drink. In the evening, they're given dinner. And all supermarkets and all bakeries, they give the bread that has remained, the bread and all these things that they had in the shops that has remained, that is going to expire. They're all donated to a place called, what do you call it in German? There's a particular place you take them. They're in all regions and all districts. And these poor people, even me, I could be poor here. Maybe I'm in my house, but that month I'm so broke. I just go there, and then I go and pick something to eat from there and come home and cook. For free. That is Germany for you. We have this narrative or this thing in our heads about the Second World War, where Germany was still divided between the Democratic Republic of Germany and the West Germany. That ended a long time ago. We have a small group of German racists here called the Nazis. They're here. But such people are also in Kenya. They're also in fact, in America, they're even worse. In Germany here, when you hear that a black person or a Kenyan has been killed, when you really research about it, you find the story was either about illegal stay or love triangle, or it's always that's around that. But it's very rare. Like, since I've lived in Germany, sadly, I've heard of like 5 cases of deaths, which one of them was between 2 Kenyans. The lady was a Kenyan, the man was a Kenyan. And they fought in the house and the man stabbed the woman. And it was everyone news. You can refer to Mkenya Ujerumani. I have this lady, friend of mine, who writes a blog called Mkenya Ujerumani. If you want to listen to all those stories, check there. You'll research and go down and down. She always reports about those things. And if not that, then it's when children in Germany are very expensive. Very, very expensive. But they are loved. Children are number 1 priority for the German government. Because first of all, they want to have kids in Germany. They want them to have a good life because they don't have them. So they feel they really take care of them. To the point that mothers are paid to stay home. Women are paid in Germany for their taking care of their children. If you don't take your child to kindergarten, the government pays you for having stayed home to take care of that child. Because they want the children to be able to be with their parents as much as possible, even one. So they pay for you to take care of your child. And if you take your child to kindergarten, it is free. You don't even pay a cent nowadays. Not even a cent. You could only maybe pay these small monies that the kindergarten itself writes to you and says, tomorrow we are going for a tour of the museum and we want to hire a bus. Because Germans have no school buses. You will not see a German school written, Niaga's High School. There's nothing like that in Germany. We don't have school buses. When the kids want to go somewhere as a team, they hire normal public service vehicles. And so parents contribute some little money, maybe 10 euros per kid or 8 euros or 5 euros per kid. We take to the school and then the teacher puts the money together and pays for bus tickets or orders for a bus to take them and bring them back. There is no school bus in Germany. It is just an organized thing. Even when they go to school in the morning, the parents who cannot take their children to school, or the children who cannot ride bikes, they just, in the morning, the public service transport, a bus company just writes on with lights somewhere, this automatic written stuff on the bus, that this morning it's a school bus. So that the other people know that when it stops on a stage, not anybody should get into that bus except the kids. That is why. And once the kids are in class reading from 8, the bell has rung. This bus goes back to normal directions that it rides on. So we don't have school buses here. Advantage. And it's because also you cannot take a child to a school far away from where they live. Forget about it. That you live in Nia and you take a child to Kenya High, it's not possible. The children around Nia will go to Nia High. The children around Kilimani will go to Kilimani Primary. The children around Kisumu Center will go to Kisumu Boys. That is how it's done here, according to your address. So your kid is not stressed up, having to walk so long, having to drive so long, they care about the children here. The kindergartens here are now free. Maybe you're living in a part of Germany that has not changed. Or maybe you've not really read the new rules. I research, my dear. Go back to that phone you're using typing here, my dear sister, Njeri. Look again. And you should know that we have Bundesländer here. And Bundesländer are different. But where I live, sweetheart, kindergarten is 100% free. Since end of last year, baby girl. Development. So if you're still stuck in 1900, baby, I work here because I move ahead and I research and I'm up to date. Wait for me, somebody is ringing my door. I'm coming. So excuse me, it was the post guy. I've just gotten letters. Yeah. So, like I was saying, now, I was on the topic of why things happen, yeah? So now, because maintaining kids is very, very, very difficult. Why is this kindergartens and all these things now free? Because the money that pays for those kindergartens now, it's being taxed from, pay as you earn. The people who work, the people who earn more money, the fathers out here, their money is cut automatically from their bank accounts, from their employers and employees, and then it's sent to the government, to the children's department, childcare, the Ministry of Children, and then they regulate how to go about the kids' issues outside their homes in Germany. So it's not that it's just free, but the money is being organized from above, already from top, from these fathers. So when a man impregnates a woman in Germany, it is trouble a bit on him because the children and women have more rights here than the men. That is something that is clear. So once a child is born in Germany, whether you know the father of that child or not, as long as they're born in Germany, they'll find out who the father is. They will find out through either DNAs or whatever, unless the person is dead. If the person is dead, the government will take over. If you can't work, that is, because you have to take care of your children. They'll take over and help you. But if the father is working, or if both of you are working, they will ask you to choose one person. At least one person automatically goes back to work, and the person who earns less stays at home with the child. So then, every payment will be deducted from this father. It is just things that are, I'm sorry if you feel insulted, Jerry. Pole. I always just don't like it when you write, but you insist. Yet you know very well this page is public, and for me to come here in public to say such things, I am sure that when you just type and just Google these things, or you take your step and go to these offices down here, you'll get informed. Or at least if you ask. But when you just come to Facebook, you've not even researched yourself. You're just looking for my mouth. What do I do? Secondly, I am not quarreling anybody. Check my past videos. I'm always on a high note when I'm inside my talks. Forgive me if you're new here. Forgive me if you feel offended. Forgive me. But get used. Utazoea tu. Sikubaya. I love all of you. I've written all that already. Yawa. Should I repeat again? Yeah? Tumesikizana mami? Positive vibes. Positive vibes. Peace. Anyway, Ndio maana nachukiwa hapa Germany. That's why they hate me. Because I always say the truth. Or at least I try to bring out those secrets. For the sake of other people, yawa. Not because I hate them or because I want to offend them. Because I want to help you be able to open up, to your people who you're hiding these things from. So they know they don't have to bother you with you sending them money, yet you have stress. Okay, sweetheart? Forgive me now. I just want positivity now. Forgive me. Anyway, so German men are now clever. They know that there's no delete button on the topic children in Germany. Delete button only comes when you've been pregnant in this country before 3 months. Then if the man says he did not know about it, you discuss and you say this and that, then you can be told to go for counseling so that they know whether you want to keep that child or not, or you want to give birth and give it to the government or whatever. They look for reasons why. But if a child is born in this country and the father is known, he will not deny. And if he denies, the government will deal with him. So this is what some men avoid, because they know we have also some of immigrants who have no otherwise. They have no otherwise. They came and maybe messed up their time, or they were misled, or they didn't know what I'm trying to now tell you. Because from, we learn from experience and then we pass it to you guys. So that when you come, you don't have to go through all these things. So that you go through the right channels. And you hate me for that. So there are people who came and then they messed up my network is bad. No, it's your network. I don't think my network is bad. Okay, let me just switch off one of these buttons of the internet. Okay, I've switched off my buttons of the internet so that the network is good. Okay? So we have our sisters out here, or even our brothers too, who, when they realize that Germans are so desperate for kids, and it's a way of at least having to stay here, they become unfair to men. Okay? It happens. It happens. But not with their will, not out of their will. Out of situation. You have pressure. You don't want to go back to Kenya. You don't want to go back to South Africa. You want to stay here with your whole heart. But your time is so limited. You can't now start rushing to the things like, even if you are able to study. But the time between translating your documents and going through all these processes and going through the government processes and stuff is too short. Your time will have expired before you even manage anything. So thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Rachel. Yeah. So you know what they do? They struggle to, it happens. Then you struggle to at least, to get pregnant so that at least you pass out your time. And the man, sometimes you get a man who actually didn't want that, or cannot afford a child, or has no job and you don't know, because people have this stereotype in them that Mzungu, a white man, has money. But we have poor white men here. It's only that they are blessed to be in a country where they're taken care of. So you get pregnant with a man without knowing, and yet he has no money to even take care of that child. Maybe even him himself, his parents maybe gave birth to him and threw him in for adoption, or in these doors where kids are thrown into to be adopted. So then you come here and then you get pregnant and tell him, what will he do? You know what? That is when you get these love triangle issues. Even if he loved you, then you get that you hear news that somebody has been killed because they're trying to get rid of that child, or they force other people to maybe abort, and then through abortion, maybe legal abortion, they die, or even they're shot dead. In America, they even shoot you. So, or maybe you've cheated them that that's their child, and they've really gone out of their way to talk with their parents and to tell their parents that please, it's my child. Just even maybe their parents hated you as a black skin, because living here as a black skin is not easy anyway. So maybe their parents, maybe he loves you, but his parents doesn't love you, or his relatives don't love you. So he has convinced them to accept you. And then you give birth and the child is black skinned like you. So that means you went and slept with somebody else. Maybe you slept with a Nigerian somewhere, or a Togolesian somewhere, or a Ghanaian somewhere, and you forgot. And then you're coming to, or even And then because you know that Nigerian or that Togolese or that Libyan or wherever, that black man has no papers. Maybe that black man is really handsome and lovely, and this man you have is ugly, or the woman you have is ugly, and now you know this man can make you stay in Germany, but you love that black man. So the black man is using you to get papers from this man. So you are staying with this white man, telling this white man that this is your child, yet the other man is waiting just for birth to happen. Then he comes out and says this is his child, and then Germany will not send him away because they feel like this child needs a father and mother. So that's where death comes in, because if you decide to stay with this man, because some white men are very good, they'll say they want to adopt your child. And then you have no option, because if they say they want to adopt your child and you are with them, you're married to them, and the child is black and the father is alive, then it becomes a problem, because the black man will be now starting to get into your life here, trying to fight with your husband, telling your husband, that is my child, that is my child, that is my child, you can't adopt my child. And then this is where death comes in. Depression, deaths, wars, hatred and stuff. You understand me? So these are the issues I always try to bring out. Just so that you who sit back at home and receive or have a perception, a different narrative of your people out here, or see them posting and living good in Germany or in America or wherever, and you're not wondering why they are not coming home, they're not doing this, they're not doing that like the other person, but they're not taking photos with politicians like Terry every day, they're not on the campaign trail of Raila Odinga and NASA over 3 months. People have problems out here. And these are the issues that I'm trying to bring out. Let's leave it at that. Let me not talk too much. We still have a long life if God gives us, so we share more and more. I don't want to extend so much with my talks. I don't want to make you bored. At least that you've had. I love you guys. Let's listen to this song that I wanted to play, and then you let me go. Okay? It's almost 12, 15 minutes to 12. Yeah. About language, let me add again. Please, it's a good advantage to speak many languages. It will bring you far. And German language is very different from English, okay? One thing I wanted to add on also. During the Second World War, the Germans relocated, most of them, almost half the country, relocated to America. So the Germans actually contributed immensely for the development of America. Even President Donald Trump, the President of America, is a descendant of a German from around Bremen. The Germans have built America. This world cannot live without Germans. So respect us, the German diaspora. In Jesus' holy name I pray. Amen. Now, let me play for you. And, by the way, in Germany, our homes are stoned. We live in stoned houses, KD, hard brick. We don't have wood and cardboard. Let me play for you kile ninachojua, and then I go. I don't have time now, sweetheart. I know you love me. I love you too very much, Stella. Oh, Stella. Stella Chinane. I thought Stella Chirono. Okay. Happy birthday, Gibbs Jasuna. Gibbs Jasuna, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. You and your son are having a birthday today. Almost forgot. You are my friend of so many years. I could count maybe 14 years or more. God bless you, Jagirango. God bless you, Wod Jasuna. Keep being you, and I appreciate you being here. Elizabeth Umbech, my uncle's daughter, you support me so much. Both on YouTube, you went with me to Nia Girls High School. You're a proud, successful entrepreneur. I love you so much. All of you who support me, your names are many. All of you who can watch me today. Because those who can't watch me, I weeded my garden. I've let go many people. So if you're watching me, may God bless you and your family and your friends, and may God touch on to, tell God that deepest dream of yours, and it will happen. Because nothing is impossible before the Lord. Just be patient with yourself and work towards that thing as you wait upon the Lord. Don't be jealous of other people. Everybody has their own fate. I am sitting here because I was meant to sit here. You are sitting there because you're meant to sit there. What God has planned for us tomorrow, none of us know. You don't know, I don't know. So, continue praying, believe in yourself, work hard, and shut your ears to negativity and to jealousy. Those who act jealous, who want your life, they always have a very big problem. Please, friends, please, my people who have friends who act jealous, don't be sad, but reach out to them or ask their very close friends to reach out to them. They always have deep problems within them that their ego cannot allow them to tell you, but they are sad inside. If their friends cannot tell them, look for their mothers and fathers or uncles that you trust, or even grandparents, to reach out to them and ask them, my daughter, my granddaughter, where you are, baby Mabel, are you doing okay? They might be able to break down, cry a bit, and tell those grandparents of theirs, or those people that you may not know about what's happening. And those people will tell you, and then you can save a life. We are supposed to stick as a community. Only that way we can survive. Luo people, we can only survive and we can only develop if we stop pointing fingers at people, stop being jealous of other people's lives that God only gave them. Because when their parents were having sex and giving back to them in hospitals, you were not there. You would have told their parents to design them, put their ears like this, put their mouth like that. But you are not there. So their fate is not a part of your life. Just concentrate on your life. If you feel like you want to be like the other person, reach out to them and say, I love you the way you are. I like this and this about you. Can you help me also be like that? Then we'll be a good people. Help one another. Jealousy won't help. Because with your jealousy, it will not change what God has written unto me. When Jesus says yes, nobody, I hear they say nobody can say no. So,